Hello, it's Brooke-Sidney here, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And today I am talking about being double-minded and how that slows down your manifestation and, more importantly, how you can overcome it. But before we get into it, I want to remind you there are two ways to work with me. Both ways are listed below, and I think I have a discount going, so jump on that while you can. And there are two groups of manifestation folks that are on this journey, so join one or join both. So today we are talking about being double-minded and how double-mindedness slows down or prevents your manifestation. But don't despair, you can overcome it. For those of you that may not have heard this word, double-mindedness, it is a reference from the Bible. It's from like James 1, 7, and 8. So I'm going to read this to you because it's very powerful. Whether or not you believe in the Bible or organized religion, which that's not what we're about here. The Bible is a tool. A Bible, Neville Goddard uses it all the time. Everyone uses it because it is chock full of wisdom that God is delivering to us. Never mind all of, like quote unquote religion. So I'm going to start actually at verse 6 where it says, "But let him ask in faith with no doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways." I love this verse. And it is a reminder on so many levels of what it takes to manifest what you want. Woo! On so many levels, and I'm going to break that down for you. The first thing that this verse or these verses calls out to us is that when we want something, we cannot doubt or lack faith. And I'm going to tag my doubt videos and my believe videos because it is so important. You don't have to believe in the law. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in gravity. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But what you do have to believe is you do have to believe in what you want and yourself and your ability to have it. That is one of the first things you must do, right? The second thing, and it kind of goes along with the first, is that you must decide. This goes along with believing. You must decide that you can have it. You must decide that it is yours. You must decide that you are the one that's going to receive it, that you are capable, more than capable, of having that which you desire. In essence, you decide and then it is. Because remember, everything in creation is already done. It is already finished. It is just up to us to decide what we want and then stay steadfast, focused on it. The next thing, I don't know if this is 2 or 3, is that you have to believe that you can have it. You don't doubt that you can have it, and you continue to walk in it. It is the persistence part. You don't allow yourself to waver to and fro. Essentially, a double-minded person is a person that is hot and cold, goes back and forth, is wavering, doesn't want to stay the line or stay the course. And that's where the Bible says the double-minded man is unstable in all its ways. So you want to know why your SP is going hot and cold? Because you're being double-minded. Some days you are doing your work, you're saying your affirmations, you're seeing the visualizations, you know that it is yours. And then the next day, something happens in the 3D that triggers you and gets you off course. It makes you start doubting and wavering on the very thing that you said that you can have. Same thing as it relates to money. One day you say, I know that I'm abundant. I know that I'm wealthy. I know that I have more money coming in. I know that I'm bringing in $10,000. But then you go look at your checking account and then you start feeling doubtful and you start wavering on whether or not you could ever be rich or ever have the money that you need in your banking account or ever just know that you can go and always buy whatever you want, right? You have to decide at the outset that whatever you desire, it is yours. And once you make that decision, once you decide, it is yours. I'm going to tag that video. It truly is yours. It's just up to you to remain committed and not become double-minded. Do not become a wavering person who is unstable in all its ways. This is so critical for you to understand, because you can't develop a natural assumption or a dominant assumption if one moment you're letting the intrusive and negative thoughts come in and you're believing them, and then the next moment you're triggered and then you're trying to psych yourself up, and now you've spent all this time and energy in a state of lack and focusing on what you don't want instead of focusing on what you do want, and remaining consistent, steadfast, and faithful to the vision that you have. Now, I believe, and on this channel, I believe that our desires are God-given desires. Our desires are desires of the heart. And when we have them and they are in love and in joy and in peace and in harmony, they are meant for us. But again, you have to decide. You and only you can decide what you want and ask for it and remain steadfast in it. Do not allow yourself to be swayed back and forth by any negative thoughts, by the 3D. And by the 3D, I mean by what you're seeing on your social media, what your SP is or isn't doing, what your friends are talking about, what your family is talking about. You have to, in your desire to not be double-minded, to sometimes honestly appear delusional, because you are disregarding the 3D. In your ability to not be double-minded, in your ability to be single-minded and steadfast, you are disregarding doubts, you're disregarding the 3D, and you're disregarding any sort of thing that wants you to have doubts, because doubts lead to denials and delays, okay? Doubts lead to denials and delays. It is one of the main reasons we don't have what we want. There is a part of us that doesn't believe, and that part of us creeps up, especially when we're so close to having exactly what we want, that we become double-minded. So it is my hope that this weekend, that once you hear this video, that it will spark something in you that then makes the decision. Have I been double-minded in my current manifestation? Am I going to and fro? Am I not solid and steadfast and single focused on what it is that I know that I can have? Am I doing the daily work in my mental diet to have the thing that I want? And I'm doing the inner conversations and the imaginal acts and the scripting and the visualization to keep me in that state and feeling as though I have it. Remember, because the feeling is the secret. That is truly the key, is remaining in that place and living in that end state and that wish fulfilled, and not allowing anything, I don't care what it is, I don't care if it's your mama telling you can't have it, to allow you to believe that you can't have that which you desire. So it is my hope that this message today has served you. It is my wish that you would hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn that bell on, because I drop videos daily, and I shall see you tomorrow.